nakikipagsabuatan upang kunin ang pondo ng bayan. Mahiya naman kayo sa mga kabahayan nating naanod o nalubog sa ating bahay.
Okay, magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Ako po si Christian Esguet. Welcome po sa ating first episode ngayong araw na ito. Meron po wala na tayo mag-uusapan. And of course, ang hindi na-house pa natin mga episode na ito dahil nasa labas tayo ngayon at yung guest po natin ay about to take his flight back to Manila. Pero importante po yung mag-uusapan natin dahil kaugnay po ito doon sa desisyon ng isang opisina, isang Departmental Information Direction na basically clear itong si former Senate President Jesus Escudero dito po sa pagtanggap niya ng 13 million pesos na campaign contribution noong nakarang eleksyon mula po sa isang kontraktor ng gobyerno. Okay? So, inidistagan siya ng COMELEC and ito po yung naging finding. Pag-uusapan po natin ito ng makakausap po natin ngayong araw na ito. Siya po yung abogado na nag-file po ng ethics complaint laban po dito kay Jesus Escudero dyan po sa Senado, citing this very same case. I'd like to welcome again to our program si Attorney Marvin Aceron. Magandang araw, magandang hapon, Attorney. And thank you for joining us dito sa Facts First.
Magandang araw, Christian Esguera. I hope I'm coming clear.
Okay, medyo clear po, ano?
Okay.
Clear naman.
Okay.
So, okay.
Nabalitaan
Anong tingin
ko
nyo rito sa... Apo, go ahead. No? Anong tingin nyo rito sa... Basically, ito naman yung ito yung naging decision ng COMELEC Department. No? Pero what do you think of the basis? Basically, distinct daw itong si Lubiano doon sa kanyang kumpanya.
Well, ang tanong kasi dyan sa COMELEC, whether there was a violation of the election law prohibiting a donation under Section 95C by a person having a contract with the government. So they have a specific question to answer and they have a specific jurisdiction or mandate. Yan sinagot nila at sinabi nila wala silang nakitang ebidensya to say that there was a violation, and I expected that they would invoke the separation of the basic idea of a corporation. It's a separate personality between the stockholder and the corporation, even if the owner is 99%, or even the stockholder is 99% owner. That's the ruling. That's not the end of it. I remember sila mga kaklase dati ni Senator Escudero, nag-file din ng kaso regarding that issue. Ewan ko kung kasama sila dyan, but we could take it to the next level. But that doesn't resolve my complaint. Because my complaint has other elements. That's one element, the donation. The other element is a 35 million peso discrepancy in the audited financial statements of this Central Waste Corporation. Is that the same money that went to Mr. Escudero as a donation? That's the second point. Hindi yan tinulakay ng COMELEC. I don't think they even subpoenaed the SEC for the same papers that I submitted to the Senate. And the third point is, there's the quid pro quo, the 16.67 billion subsequent contracts that got into Central Waste Corporation. But they did not tackle that. That's sa akin, those are ethical points. Those are not legal points. There may even be a points for the ombudsman for indirect bribery, but that's not the question that the COMELEC tackled. It specifically addressed that issue of illegal campaign donation. So, talo dyan, pwede namang iangat dyan, pwedeng tanggapin, pero hindi dyan tapos ang kaso.
Pero yun nga, dito sa recommendation ng COMELEC office na ito, do you find this acceptable dito sa level na ito? Or something is wrong somewhere because of the restriction mentioned in the decision. Pero syempre, isang issue rito is it clear, hindi ko ba? Parang distinct personality nga yung Jesus yung nag-donate at saka yung kanyang kumpanya. Pero how do you explain, for instance, the contracts that were bagged by the company afterward?
Yan yung nasa jurisdiction, o nasa, kumbaga, pag-aaral ng COMELEC hanggang saan ba sila pwede. The COMELEC is a body which administers elections in the Philippines and prosecutes crimes under the Omnibus Election Code. We were hoping they will be a more progressive COMELEC, which will take a look into the subsequent actions of recipient government officials after they get elected. But it appears, napaka-sparse, no? Parang ilang pahina lang, Parang it's not, I was hoping they would take a look at the SEC findings of Centerways. Di rin lang ginawa. Pero COMELEC ang bahala dyan eh. Kumbaga, if the group of lawyers who filed the case can take it to the next level, take it to the embankment. Kasi parang yung isang departamento yan sa COMELEC, that's how they found it. That's one way of looking at it. But if we have other points of view, there's the proper body where we could raise that question. Hanggang doon lang muna kasi alam mo sa kaso, kumbaga steps 1 to 20 tayo, ano tayo sa step 1, but that doesn't close the case. There's a step 2, there's a step 3. And the idea is to keep pursuing it. Kasi kahit pa sabihin natalo dyan, I guess we could actually tell politicians, no, we're going to be very active in prosecuting you for even these minor or major crimes. So, appeal tayo for those who are interested in that case kasi iba yung kaso ko eh. My case is ethics with the Ethics Committee of the Senate. At yun ang aking gustong sabihin. Nung final ko yung kaso ko sa Senate Ethics Committee, that was October 2. A few days after, nag-umpisa ang investigasyon ng COMELEC. Today is November 26. I don't have a case number with the Senate Ethics Committee. I don't have a written acknowledgement that a copy of my complaint has been served on Senator Escudero. I don't have that. I don't even know. And then Senator J.V. Ejercito, who's the chairman, is saying, we will do this first in, first out. I don't even know pang ilan ako. Bakit ganon? And then sinasabi ko, first in, first out, yun ang ginagawa kapag nagluto yung mga kusinero di ba? Sa bahay, sa mga restaurant. Yung unang stock ng vegetables, first in, first out, yun ang unang lulutuin. But this is not a kitchen. This is the Senate. This is a system of justice. This is a system of administration. Kaya ngayon, ang talaga nakakapanghinayang, between the time that I filed the case with the Senate and now, natapos na yung COMELEC. First level, tapos na sila. Nakapag-file sila ng show cause order, nakasagot si Senator Escudero, nakapag-ruling. Ako wala pa akong case number. Bakit ganun, di ba? What's happening?
I understand your frustration and clearly, lumalabas dito, walang sense of urgency yung mga senador dito. And madali na sabihin kung bakit. Dahil napakahirap para sa kanila siguro yung pag-usapan yung isang kaso that involves one of their own. And mukhang dinidribble ito sa Senate Ethics Committee. And pero gusto ko balikan itong kaso dito sa COMELEC. And we're talking about, so what do you think would be the implication of this particular decision kung ma-pull ito ng COMELEC back? So kahit sino pwede magbigay ng campaign donation sa mga kandidato, basta ang gagamitin nila dahilan ay na-donation namin yan. Wouldn't that basically go against the spirit of the Omnibus Election Code?
That's the frustrating part. Kaya lang, yung the doctrine of the separate personality of a corporation and the stockholder, nakataga na sa bato yan. Napakatagal ng batas na yan. At hindi naman, yan ay in-adopt natin from the American corporation law, corporate law, commercial system. And we have imbibed that here. We're applying it here. And the separation is very clear. However, I always maintain there's an exception. And in this case, I think there is an exception because they mishandled the corporate papers of this company, Centerways. There's 35 million pesos that went missing without explanation in the books of Centerways, which couples the fact that Mr. Lubiano is a 99.33% owner. I think there is an issue there to be made that the corporate veil must be pierced. O pwedeng sabihin na si Lubiano at ang korporasyon to ay iisa. Kasi pag tinignan mo yung SEC papers ni Centerway, sabog-sabog eh. Kumbaga, I hate to say the word, pero parang school bukol ba? Hindi maayos eh. For a 16.67 billion peso recipient na kumpanya, bakit ganyan siya? No? Hindi maganda yung papel niya. And for that, I think there's basis to pierce the corporate veil. Unfortunately, yung COMELEC did not try to or did not see or did not I would like gusto ko kasi maging polite sa kanila pasensya na unfortunately the COMELEC felt it was part of their mandate to seek further evidence on how Centerways was treated as a corporation, and this is I think the room for us to explore to take this on appeal or on a second or a request for reinvestigation. Yan nakikita ko. But then again, yan ang kaso sa COMELEC. I am interested in it, but ang effort ko kasi nasa Senate. And then lately, nag-file ako sa Ombudsman.
Sige, usapan natin yung pagdulog niyo po sa ombudsman. Kasi when it comes to accountability, siyempre napakalaki ng kapangyarihan ng ombudsman. No? So, doon sa mga hindi familiar doon sa isinampan niyo sa ombudsman, basically, what would you like to happen?
Yung Ombudsman kasi, tinignan ko yung, dahil nga parang walang nangyayari sa Senate, mas maganda pa nagdemanda sa barangay, may case number ka man lang eh. Dito sa Senate, wala. So sabi ko, inimbestiga ko yung 2021 COA report. Nakita ko doon, ito yung pinaka-glaring 128 million pesos worth of contracts went to two contractors. And then these two contractors, palit-palitan lang sila, no? In Sorsogon, yung isang engineer, sabi ng COA, yung isang engineer halimbawa, nasa 3 location at the same time. Yung kanilang mga equipment, nasa 3 location, 3 project sites at the same time. They're all happening at the same time. So sabi ng COA, imposible yan. That's physically impossible for a person to trilocate at the same time. And this happened, not just once, this happened 40 times in 1 year. So definitely, that 128 million set of projects, marami dyan, palagi ko dapat imbestigahan, nawawala yan, ghost yan. Gusto ko imbestigahan yan. Tingnan natin, totoo bang may kontrata? Ganun ba talaga sila kabilis gumawa ng mga project dyan? Because I'm pretty sure sabit yan. Because the COA already said sabit yun eh. And I want the Ombudsman to pursue that thing. Unang-una kasi, hindi nila sinabi kung sino yung mga kontraktor. Hindi sinabi ng COA. So the Ombudsman has the power to subpoena the Bids and Awards Committee of Sorsogon during the time of Senator Escudero. Ipatawag niya yan. Tingnan natin, ano ba nangyari? Sila lang ba talaga ang magaling sa Sorsogon at walang ibang nananalong kontraktor? Sa dinami-dami ng kontraktor sa Pilipinas. Bakit ganon? And then, if we connect that to this person who made the donation, then maybe we have another case. Yan ang aking gustong mangyari sana. Mabuksan yung question na yan.
So far, kumikilos po ba yung ombudsman? Medyo marami-rami yung nasa plate ng ombudsman, pero based on the pronouncements by Boy Remulla, willing siyang gawin lahat yan, di ba? Hindi po ba? So meron ba official action in COMELEC dito sa reklamo nila?
Nung final ko yung ang kaso ko, at least may case number ako agad. Pangalawa, alam ko kasi mayroong special task force ang ombudsman para dito sa mga contractors na to, flood control scam. Sana makasama kami sa task force. At dahil mayroong special task force, iniisip ko, baka mas mabilis ang ombudsman. Kahit pa sabihin maraming kaso, Ombudsman Remulla has been a very good Secretary of Justice kasi I'm a practitioner. I saw cases moving sa DOJ. So, dito siguro makakagawa sa ng pagbabago at mapapabilis sa mga desisyon at nakahandle na itong mabilis.
Okay. Sige po, Attorney Marvin Aceron, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Malaking po kayo dahil palipad na rin si Attorney Marvin. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you.
Salamat.
Yan po si Attorney Marvin Aceron. So, pasensya na medyo nangyayari yung kanyang signal pag mayroong video. So, in place, talagay lang po natin yung photos na. So, okay, alam ko marami sa inyo nagulat, marami sa inyo nadismaya dito sa desisyon ng isang opisina pa lang naman ng COMELEC na tignan natin kung ano may action dyan ng COMELEC Fund Bank. Diyan po sa rekomendasyon na ipikil ito si Chief Escudero dito sa campaign contribution. May nagkakarga ng 30 million galing dito sa kanyang matalik na kaibigan na si Lawrence Fulgan. And as expected, ang ginamit naman na dahilan na they have been publicly talking about it before. They have been publicly talking about it before na naman. Ang dahilan dyan, that was a person of the okay. I think personality when it comes to the person doing personal donation at saka dun sa kanyang kumpanyang hinahawakan. Ano sa atin, sino ba yung benefit ng company na ito? And pag-usapan natin syempre, ano ba implikasyon kung sakaling ito nga yung magiging decision ng company sa puntong ito. So kahit sino palang contractor, pwede na palang magbigay ng quote-unquote personal donation. And in return, makakuha siya ng isang katutak ng mga kontrata mula sa gobyerno. Tapos yung contribution na ibinigay niya doon sa isang kandidato, yung kandidato na yun, yung posisyon niya, ay kumbaga that candidate will be in position to influence the budget, for instance, from which the contracts were funded. Hindi po ba? May maliwanag na conflict of interest dito. So titignan natin kung tuloy yan na ba talaga makakaresort itong si Jesus Cordero dito sa kaso nito. So yan na po muna. Ako po si Christian Esguera. See you sa mga susunod na episodes po natin ngayong araw na ito. Una pa lang naman po ito. Okay? Magandang gabi po sa inyo.
Tulong na yan! Mga kurakot! Tulong na yan! Mga kurakot! Tulong na yan! Mga